And of course, I feel like every day there's always something happening with the invasion all over the world, but especially with the invasion. And it's like by the minute, updates are going on and all of that. I'm thinking about what is going through Putin's mind now. Just before I do.
Should I tell you what I think? I think everything is going according to plan.
To plan, yeah?
Next action, setting.
Okay, but I don't think so, because the level of antagonism that he has also faced, I don't know if he predicted it to be this much.
He predicted it.
Reason being that, now, Russia has been banned from sports entirely.
Yes.
The major sporting bodies, the IOC, the Olympic sporting body, FIFA, UEFA have banned them. And FIFA was very funny. They put up a statement and said that Russia can compete under Football Association of Russia. They wouldn't play their anthem, they wouldn't display their flag. And people were not okay with that. So what happened was that the different FAs, the major ones, the English FA, put pressure and say, look, if Russia is going to be there, we are not playing. So FIFA had no option. We give Russia a bye, straight up. And so they're banned entirely. One thing, Putin is a sports-loving person. A great one. He hosted the World Cup. He decorated FIFA president with a medal from Russia. You see him hang around Notorious MMA. He's around sports stars. He loves sports.
So much so
he loves
competition. Is his very close friend.
Of course. I mean, and you know,
UEFA Champions League has been, moved from St. Petersburg to Paris. I know for sure that the Sochi, what's it called now? The Sochi Grand Prix has also been cancelled.
It's been cancelled.
But I have one question, however. How will this impact his decisions or whatever it is? The economic status of Russia itself will take away everything that is sports-related.
Unless his own people rise up in court against him,
which they are.
He will definitely
what they're doing.
That is it.
He will definitely.
That is it.
And I don't think he anticipated his own people rising up this quickly. Because St. Petersburg was packed full of protesters who many around the world assume are too afraid of their president to do such a thing, but they are really, really protesting. And his armed forces are not going to hurt.
But the prisons are filling up as well.
Yeah, because this is Putin you're talking about.
Over 1,700 protesters were arrested last
weekend.
weekend.
You can ever imagine. I do think that he anticipated all of this. I do think that he had plenty of fallback plans. However, the influence of Abramovich in peace talks is what I'm more concerned about, how that is going to be anything and why that strategy is in play
So I
now.
think that for those... Now, Zelensky has actually stated that he feels that, look, this is just playing to the gallery. He doesn't think that those peace talks are anything, they will result in anything. Abramovich has just been threatened in court with losing his assets, which would include Chelsea. So it seems like, which he has handed to a trust fund, a charitable trust fund, which is, for me, it's some sort of technicality. He's still in charge. But then we hear from his spokesperson. We didn't hear this from Putin. We didn't hear this from any Russian spokesperson. From Abramovich's spokesperson that he is in Belarus, which, of course, is the place where they're having the peace talks. Now, but the point is that this looks like a smokescreen, Uncle. We know how Abramovich, how close he is to him. A lot of people did not know, but he's one of his right-hand men.
Yes, that's a matter of fact.
And then, before now, the UK had always felt somehow about Abramovich. Because, there's also the underlying story that Putin sent him Abramovich go and buy Chelsea. Let's control UK. So there's that thing that's going on. So but now it shows how important he is to the regime and how connected he is.
But he grew up in the UK. He grew up in the UK.
He actually did, but he has links with it.
It's just like saying because his surname is like extremely Russian. But I'm just saying extremely Russian surname. But he grew up in the UK.
He was a governor for 7 years in Russia. He's an oligarch.
An oligarch.
And he's one of the top ones. So he's not like so someone met me who didn't know about it and said, is he connected to politics? I said, are you know, ma? For 7 years in Russia.
I will tell you something, however. And this is the reason why I think that there are plenty of checks and balances for or coming from the Russian president, Putin himself. I mean, this guy is just, first off, he is, when it comes to the art of war, I think he's somebody who's well schooled in.
He's versed, well versed.
He's not somebody that you can easily push over. I think 2 days ago, was it yesterday? 2 Russian planes landed in Venezuela, which is, of course, allies with America. This is just him saying, this is my own little pawn here, you guys, what's your move? And you can see how subtle, yet very, very steadfast he is. He's not flinching at all. You guys can go ahead with the smoke screen and everything while you guys are doing it. Yes, I'll be here doing my thing.
You know something funny? I know he's going to bet to be fair, but I'd like to point out something. and it's kind of like aligning what you're saying. The reality is this: you don't set out to, call out war on a country that is aligning or attempting to align with an enemy.
Yes, exactly.
Because the origin of this is the whole NATO drama. So you don't set out without being aware that there will definitely be repercussions. The reality is we are this close to a third world war. It's sad, but it's the reality. And this is how the old Hitler thing too started. And when most people even ignored it, they're like, it's not so powerful. And then it blew out. So it's actually something to be wary of.
I actually don't think
I want to hear what Mike has to say about
we're close to a third world war. I don't think so. We're very far from it. As it stands, yes, we know that. Okay, let me not go into those. I'm not close. I don't want to go into a lot of things. But one thing I must say is that, Alexander Usyk, who just beat Anthony Joshua, and the Klitschko brothers decided that they're going to fight for Ukraine. So now these are world champions.
Russia.
The current world champion, the past world champion, decided to take up arms.
You know what that is? Well, first of all, this is a very different kind of war. This is a war being fought using influence, using people who are notable.
Now, that is exactly what I'm
Miss
saying.
Ukraine, for example, taking up arms, meaning she's encouraging the females
That is exactly what
to
I'm
join.
saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. So if you look at it that way now, the pressure has become now, you're making his people stand up against him. That's what they want to do. Russian media is controlled.
So it's
There's a lot that they don't know inside that they'll find out when we can't go for sporting events. They love sporting events. These guys are some of the best sportsmen and women.
Titi, you talked about the protests in Russia by Russians. And I think that's basically how this war is going to be fought. You might not,
from the inside.
From the inside,
Exactly.
It's like a yogurt. It's eating out Russia from the inside. It's the people against its own government. They're saying that, hey, we're not with this guy, even if we're too scared. But maybe en masse we could be a voice.
So it's
people
not
are probably wondering why we keep talking about this over and over. A lot of Nigerians, Africans are like, it's happening all the way across the pond. Why are we involved? The truth is, Nigeria has quite a lot of imports from Russia and quite a lot of business that goes back and forth across Europe as well. That could be really badly affected.
Let me also mention.
For instance,
if we put our house in order, we wouldn't need so much reliance
on we don't have that time yet.
I'm not trying to frighten people, but let's also remember that Africa is a neutral ground. However, because of certain international laws, missiles cannot fly over certain countries. So where will it fly over? Africa. So if they jam on top,
wow, very great.
But it's the truth.
Very great.
They're going to go over because we are neutral.
What would Coffee be without Mary's very candid, unrestricted, unfiltered opinion? Thank you very much, Mary. Let's do a break. We'll be back to stay tuned.